So for those of you who didn't know, I recently made a video talking about the, of course, rumored Fallout 4 2025 update that we are supposed to be getting. Again, not only is this rumored, but it's kind of been leaked right now with a lot of the Steam files for the game actually being changed over the last couple months. Again, from what it's being said, the idea is that Fallout 4 is going to be receiving another big update when Fallout Season 2, of course, comes out. Again, from what we've been hearing with all the leaks and all the news, the update is actually going to be Creations. Again, for those of you who don't know what Creations is, it's basically a thing that was added to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim last year, and of course Starfield, which gives a platform for modders to actually send in the mods that they have created for the game to Bethesda, and then they can actually upload it to this marketplace, and the modders can actually make some money back from it. Again, this has been theorized that it's been coming to Fallout 4, for actually quite a while now. But this has actually kind of risen up to a lot of the questions of like, what is happening with the Fallout 4 Creation Club? Is the Creation Club going to be continuing? Again, we technically haven't had like any content added to the Creation Club, I think since like end of 2020. But of course, we did get that update last year that came out with Fallout Season 1, which was supposed to be a next-gen update, and it actually added a lot of scrapped Creation Club content that Bethesda just didn't end up releasing. Again, they didn't end up actually releasing any of this content for a long time there, because essentially they were being sued. Bethesda were being sued because a big, large, a company of lawyers, law firm, actually argued that any fan who brought the Fallout 4 Season Pass should be ultimately given all of the Creation Club for free, as they bought the Season Pass to get all DLC for the game, and Bethesda themselves classified Creation Club as mini DLC, and they obviously didn't get it for free. Again, it was a massive lawsuit. We really don't end up really knowing what happened, but Bethesda ended up dropping that Creation Club content as mini DLC for free last year, which probably avoided the lawsuit just because it was for free. Again, because of all of that, the Creation Club has had a lot of issues. Again, it got sued. There are a lot of different things that were going on. COVID happened, and I think it was really hard for some of the creators to actually focus on the Creation Club. But the reality is that people have been wondering, are we going to be getting any more Creation Club content, especially now with the Fallout Season 2 coming out? Are Bethesda going to be continuing the Creation Club? And the answer is, well, yes and no. Again, no in terms of the Creation Club overall. We're not going to be getting any more updates to the Creation Club. Again, the Creation Club is probably as dead as what DaBaby's career is, or what Skyder's Minecraft's YouTube career was. Again, the Creation Club will not be getting updated anymore. You're not going to see any content be added to that service at all. But again, the reason why I say yes, there will be some stuff is because this new creation service that we're going to be getting is basically just a complete rebrand of what the Creation Club is, which with much more access from creators. Again, I think they're overall introducing this new creations thing to also avoid the lawsuit. Again, the reality is that they were getting sued because they called the Creation Club mini DLCs, which again is why they got basically sued, is because they said that all DLC was going to be free if you bought the Season Pass, but if you had the Season Pass, you didn't get these self-claimed mini DLCs. Again, they're not going to make the same mistake of calling these new creations a part of this new service mini DLCs. Instead, they will be paid mods. These will be paid mods that not only are Bethesda going to have a hand in making, which we saw with the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Again, they released their own content on there as well, but you're going to see I think a lot more mod authors start to upload their own stuff, their own mods to this, to Bethesda to add to the creation service. Again, it's basically going to be the Creation Club on steroids. So it's like, am I angry about this? Am I angry at the end of the day that the only content we're getting to Fallout 4 is paid mods? Not really, because at the end of the day, this is a great service for people who absolutely love making mods to make money. Again, there are a lot of people who make mods who have been doing it for years and have been making some great art that just haven't, been paid for it, and they haven't received the attention that they probably should have because they don't have the advertising, or they haven't had enough money to actually pump into these mods. But the reality is that these mods that they're going to be now uploading to the creation service will be advertised by Bethesda on the page for free, and they're going to get a kickback for all the sales. I wouldn't be surprised if probably 30 to 50% of all sales now would go to these modders, which is actually pretty goddamn good. So they can do a lot of these things. They can get now paid for the hobby of making mods, or they can now use the money to put it into more mods, to putting it into actually maybe doing this as a semi-career, whatever it might be. Again, I think it's a great idea. It's also on Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, there have been a lot of these creations that have come and gone that have been actually really, really high quality, and you wouldn't even know they weren't made by Bethesda, and that they were made by probably some random virgin who lives in his mum's basement. Again, that's no offense to people who make mods. I make YouTube videos, and I also fit a lot of those criteria, so I'm in the same fucking boat. But at the end of the day, we're going to be getting this creations service, and a lot of people have the ability to make these mini-sized DLCs that are going to continue to keep you playing Fallout 4 for a long time and keep you occupied while we all wait for Bethesda to finally either make Fallout 5, which is taking them 18 years because they got a couple other games in development, or, for them to finally let another company owned by Microsoft actually have a hand in making a spin-off game. Again, we've heard rumors that Obsidian are in early talks to be doing a spin-off game. We've also heard a lot of rumors that there's another Microsoft company or two who would love to make a Fallout spin-off game. Again, I love the Fallout TV show. It's been great, but it's not enough to keep us Fallout fans, I think, excited and entertained, because after all, even though I love TV and I love movies, some of you guys who are watching this video right now might not be as into that, and your main focus is gaming, and you might be wanting to, of course, play just a new Fallout game. You don't really care about the show. Your interest is not sitting there in front of a TV watching a show. It might be sitting there playing a video game. So, again, I don't think it's enough to keep us occupied. It will do for now, but again, the fact is at least we're getting something. And you can choose to do what I'm doing, which is putting a positive spin on it, that mod authors get paid, and at least it keeps us going for a bit. Or you can decide to put a negative spin on it, and I guess say that, well, yeah, Bethesda are still pretty sleazy for selling mods. At the end of the day, mods should basically be free, especially if it's worked on, by fans. But I don't know. It just depends where you're sitting, where you actually think about all of this. Again, I didn't mind the Creation Club that much. The creation service has to hit, and it has to be good. But yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see. The Creation Club for Fallout very much fell behind the Skyrim one before the Creations update. So I hope the Creations update is not going to dramatically fall behind the Skyrim's update, because that would be a disaster and we'd be back at square one. And I just hope Bethesda don't get sued this time. So we'll have to very much wait and see. Again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Are you excited for this new Fallout Creations update, or could you not care less? Again, I'd very much like to know. Subscribe to my, gaming/movie channel, which is this one, my sports channel, which will be linked down below, and go follow my Instagram, which will also be getting linked down below. Yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.